Hello everyone, it's me Justin for 1001 Movie Reviews You Must See Before You Die. Tonight I'm reviewing Our Hospitality from 1923, directed by John G. Blystone and Buster Keaton. I bet a lot of you didn't know that Buster Keaton, while being known as the legendary silent film star that he was, I bet a lot of you didn't know that he was a director as well of a lot of his movies. So anyway, Our Hospitality, this is what I wrote down about it. Movie starts off with this prologue with these two families, the Canfields and the McKays. Buster's plays Willie McKay, and the prologue. There's this little funny sign. It prologues about the two families, the McKays and the Canfields, and how throughout their entire generation that they've been killing each other just because that they're sworn rivals. That's it. I mean, that's the total explanation of this movie, and just this simple explanation is good enough to set up the entire movie and the absurdity of all the gags that take place within it. And it was a perfect, easy little setup to set the movie up. But anyway, there's this sign hanging in the McKay's home that says "Love Thy Neighbor," and it's really funny when later on in the movie that you pay it off. It pays off brilliantly. Anyway, there's this great little scene of later on in the movie. It starts off like in the early 1800s, and then like 21 years go by, and we see Buster in New York City. And he's 21 now, and his mother sends him there to live with his aunt, so the Canfields don't end up killing him. So anyway, time goes by, and there's this scene in New York City in 1830, and it's great to see like what New York City looked like in 1830. And Buster's riding this really crazy-looking bike. It's really kind of hard to describe. I don't think it had pedals on it, and it's just really hilarious to see Buster trying to ride this really primitive looking bike. Anyway, and then there's this scene where he crosses Broadway and it's 1830, and you see a traffic cop stopping him, and the funny part of the gag is that there's hardly any traffic, and the cop says, "Oh, this is becoming a dangerous crossing." And I just found that to be really funny because it's like the 1800s, and you barely see there's like hardly any cars, and like you think of New York today as the giant city that it was, and I just found this joke to be extremely funny. And then what happens is Buster's father dies, and he has to go back to tend to the estate back in I guess it's somewhere in the South, because Our Hospitality, you think of Southern hospitality, and Buster has to go back to take care of his father's estate, who had passed away, and which leads to this wonderful section of the movie where he boards this train, and there's this wonderful train. Like, you think of like these big locomotive trains, but this train was just, it must have come from the brilliant imagination that Buster Keaton has, with all the gags he came up with, and this train came out of his mind. And then, I don't know, like 15 minutes go by of just all these great, brilliant gags with this centered around this train. And it's just, I enjoyed this section greatly, all the great gags that go on during it. Anyway, Buster arrives in the South to settle his father's estate, and this really great scene takes place in which one of the Canfields meets Buster at the station, and well, he doesn't meet him there, but Buster walks up to him and he asks where he can find his father's estate, and the gentleman, one of the Canfields, leads him to his estate, and he asks who Buster's father was, and he says that he was one of the McKays, and then the Canfield stops in his tracks, and he goes into a bar or someplace, and he asks the clerk at the desk, "Do you have a pistol handy?" And like, I laughed my ass off when I heard this, and like the scene goes along where like he tries every single like little shop that they're walking along in the town, and then asking the clerk in each one if he has a pistol handy, and of course every single clerk says, no, I don't have a pistol handy, because obviously Buster is one of the McKays, and the Canfield has to kill him because they're sworn enemies. So anyway, they get separated, and Buster goes off on his own, and he finds this married couple fighting, and Buster tries to save the lady, and the lady ends up beating up Buster, and it's just hilarious. And then of course the husband of the wife goes back to strangling his wife, and I just found that whole gag to be hilarious. And then Buster finally arrives at his father's estate, and of course Buster had this grand vision of this grand plantation mansion, and of course and I found this to be a brilliant touch. The vision blows up, and then it fades to Buster, the house all dilapidated and run down, and there's this great little scene where the house starts to fall down around Buster. And anyway, he ends up fishing at one point, and there's this really great scene of this whole dam getting blown up, and Buster's sitting and this, and of course he gets washed out by the dam, and I found that whole stunt to be amazingly awesome. And moving on, on the train, this is an important little piece that takes place in the movie that I forgot to mention. He meets the daughter of the Canfields, and she invites him to dinner, and of course you think, oh no, Buster's going to get shot by the Canfields, but it turns out that they have a code that keeps them from killing people in their home. Yeah, real nice of them to uphold their code so they don't kill Buster, and I just found that to be really funny. And of course, when they're eating dinner, the elder Canfield, they're having a turkey, and the elder Canfield is he's sharpening a knife, and as he's sharpening the knife, it comes within like an inch of Buster, and Buster, with the perfect comedic timing that he had, he ducks out of the way of each sharp as the knife gets sharpened, and it's a really great little scene of perfect comedic timing by Buster. And then after dinner, Buster at this point has realized whose house he's in, and he tries everything to stay in the house by losing his hat. But of course his dog who follows him all the way to New York during the train scene. The dog, he tries hiding his hat, but his dog finds his hat and hands it to him. Then he makes the dog do tricks, and he shakes everybody's hand like 3 times in a row. All these great little scenes, and of course it ends up raining, and it saves him and he spends the night. And there's this great little title card that comes up where it says that he had decided that he would stay in the house forever, because if he stays in the house, they can't shoot him. But to escape the house, he dresses up in drag, and oh my God, Buster Keaton in drag is priceless. And then this is when the big chase scene starts, and it leads me to a great point. Like in movies, it always seems that nobody can shoot straight. Well, even back then in silent films, no one could shoot straight. So the Canfields are chasing Buster around, and they're trying to shoot him, and of course nobody can seem to shoot him because no one can shoot straight. And there's this clever little gag in the movie where you think you see Buster walking along, and the Canfields think, oh, we finally got him, and they shoot at him, but but he doesn't fall down, and they go up and they say, hey, what's going on here? And then a horse turns, and you see that Buster had attached the dress to the horse's ass,